That I know of.
Long-term effects.
That funny behavior.
It is 5:30. Welcome to our board meeting on Thursday, the 20th of October. And we are meeting in the boardroom on Legacy Campus. We will begin with roll call, starting with Larry.
Larry Jepson, board member.
Randall Bagley, board member.
Steve Norton, superintendent.
Roger Pulsford, board member.
Terry Rhodes, board member.
Kathy Christiansen, board member.
Chris Corcoran, board member.
Jeff Nielsen, board member.
Jared Black, business administrator.
Thank you for being here, everyone. We will now begin with a pledge and mission statement, and I will lead that. Please rise.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our mission is to educate students for success in a changing world. Next up on the agenda is public input. And since there's very little public here, I assume there is no public input, which is verified by Jared. And then we have the consent agenda, and I will take a motion.
I move that we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the consent agenda as printed. Is there any discussion? Okay, then we will vote electronically on approving the consent agenda.
Jared, I've run into a glitch. I'll vote yes.
I've got you marked down. Voting is closed on the motion to approve the consent agenda, and the motion passes unanimously.
Thank you, Jared. Next, on to our action agenda, and number one there is LEA-specific license approval that was presented by Brittany Foster 2 weeks ago. Any updates to that, Brittany?
2 weeks ago when I presented, there was a few teachers that were crossed off, and I asked Emily to update it. There were 2 teachers we needed to add back on. So there were 2 DLI teachers that were crossed off that we uncrossed off for this time. So there's 2 additional teachers we'll be requesting approval for. And that is because we found out that the state sponsors DLI teachers for 3 years, but after the 3rd year, they don't anymore. So that's why I'm asking for them to be approved as well. So are there any questions that you guys have about any of the teachers or why we're requesting LEA licenses for them?
I've got one question. Under assignments on some of them, it has a percentage.
Yes.
100%, 8%, 46%. What is that, their teaching load?
Yeah, that's the percent of the subject that they're teaching. So some of them teach multiple subjects, but they might be endorsed. For example, Robin Cooper's on there. She teaches English and social studies. She's not endorsed in social studies yet, but she's endorsed in English. So we're asking for an endorsement in social studies until the state approves her professional endorsement.
Any other questions? All right.
Okay.
We will. Thank you, Brittany.
Thank you.
I will take a motion.
I move that we approve the LEA-specific license.
I second it.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the LEA-specific licenses listed, and we've already had discussion, so we will vote electronically.
Voting is closed, and the motion to approve the LEA-specific licenses passes unanimously.
Thank you, Jared. Thanks, Brittany. Next, we have the School Land Trust Amendment. School Land Trust Plan Amendment for Cache High. And it was presented 2 weeks ago by Principal Cherie Hansen. Was she really here?
Yeah, she was here.
Okay, that's right. And so I will take a motion.
I move that we approve the Cache High School Land Trust Amendment as proposed.
Second. Oh, go ahead.
Third.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the School Land Trust Plan Amendment for Cache High. Is there any discussion? Okay, seeing none, we will vote electronically.
Voting is closed, and the motion to approve the School Land Trust Amendment for Cache High School passes unanimously.
Thank you, Jared. Next, we have the School Land Trust Plan Amendment for Green Canyon High School that Principal John presented, I should say Principal Anderson, sorry, presented to us 2 weeks ago. I will take a motion.
I make the motion to approve Green Canyon High School Land Trust Amendment.
I second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the School Land Trust Plan Amendment for Green Canyon High School. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, we will vote electronically.
Voting is closed, and the motion to approve the School Land Trust Amendment for Green Canyon High School passes unanimously.
Thank you. Next, we have club applications for Green Canyon High School, and I will take a motion.
I move that we approve the club applications for Green Canyon High School.
I second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the club applications from Green Canyon High School that were presented 2 weeks ago. Any discussion or questions? Seeing none, we will vote electronically.
Voting is closed on the motion to approve the proposed school clubs for Green Canyon High School and passes by unanimous vote.
Thank you. Next, we have club applications for Ridgeline High School that were presented 2 weeks ago by Principal. You were here, huh? Because it says Deanna Stalling, sorry. And I will take a motion.
I move that we approve the club applications for Ridgeline High School as proposed.
I second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the club applications for Ridgeline High School. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, we will vote electronically.
Voting is closed, and the motion to approve the proposed school clubs at Ridgeline High School passes unanimously.
Thank you. Next, we have new club applications from Mountain Crest High School, presented 2 weeks ago by Bardette Bagley. I will take a motion.
I move that we approve the club application for Mountain Crest High School.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the club application for Mountain Crest High School. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, we will vote electronically.
Voting is closed, and the motion to approve the proposed club at Mountain Crest High School passes by unanimous vote.
Thank you. Next, we have the School Land Trust Plan Amendment for Skyview High School that was presented 2 weeks ago by Principal Shane Jones, and I will take a motion.
I move that we approve the Skyview High School Land Trust Amendment.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the School Land Trust Plan Amendment for Skyview High School. Any discussion? Seeing none, we will vote electronically.
Voting is closed, and the motion to approve the School Land Trust Amendment for Skyview High School passes unanimously.
Thank you, Jared. Last in our action agenda, we have club application that was presented by Skyview High School by Principal Shane Jones 2 weeks ago, and I will take a motion.
I make a motion to approve the club applications for Skyview High School.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the club application for Skyview High School. Any discussion? Seeing none, we will vote electronically.
Voting is closed, and the motion to approve the proposed club at Skyview High School passes by unanimous vote.
Thank you, Jared. Next on our agenda, we have the reports agenda. And first up there are the monthly financial reports for July, August, and September. Now that the audit is finished, Jared can present those.
Okay, yes, and my apology to not get these on your agenda until yesterday. We had Munis closed down for all of fall break because of an update, so I was a little later than normal in getting those prepared. But have attached to your agenda the financial reports for July, August, and September. We do wait until after the audit because that's when our financial system will allow us to kind of move forward and reconcile those months. So I've included those for you. Just a couple of financial notes from the last 3 months. First of all, we're glad that the audit is complete. You'll get a report from our auditor at the next board meeting on November 3rd regarding the audit, but it went well, and compliments to the many staff in our school district who contribute to that. We also were able to complete purchase of property in Hyde Park, the Hyde Park area, which was a significant financial transaction, but we're glad to have that completed for the future. We've also completed, if you go back 2 or 3, maybe 4 or even 5 years, we've had an energy retrofit project going on. And phase 2, which was the final of the 3 phases in that project, was completed just last month. So we were able to make the final payments on the construction of that phase, and glad to have that wrapped up. We've also been doing trainings with our staff related to finances and fraud and things like that. Did a training with the district office staff in August, with our secretaries in September, and then we'll have another training with our administrators in November. So those are some of the things we're doing with our finances. Are there any questions from board members on any of the reports or anything else?
This is just a curiosity question. So on I think the last check reconciliation list, there was a large sum of money that was given to DWA Construction. What are they doing now for us? I thought we were done.
Well, we always have construction projects of some sort going on. I would have to look to see which particular one that was for, but we're we're still wrapping up the Green Canyon classroom edition, and there are a couple of other projects they're doing. So I'll look that up for you when I have a chance.
You don't have to worry. I'm fine.
Any other questions for Jared?
Thanks, Jared.
Thanks. I'm sure that you're breathing a huge sigh now that you can move forward with everything in the year.
It is a good feeling, yes.
Awesome. Next on our reports agenda, we are going to have a discussion about employee appreciation school visits, and it will be led by Emily.
Should I just, do you want to or what? You've done it once. Come and tell us all what happened. Yeah.
We did our first school visit yesterday at Mountain Crest, and Roger and Larry and the superintendent attended. I thought it was very well received for the most part. We have another visit tomorrow, our first elementary school at River Heights, and I believe that Terry and Randall are going, correct? Basically, we provided some refreshments and we presented them with their cards that you guys filled out, as well as their pins to mark the incremental years that they have, or their milestone years that they worked for the school district. There were a lot of cards that you guys wrote. It was a lot of work, and I have some more for you guys to take home with you so we can kind of stay ahead of the game. And then we also provided a gift for each of the employees, and it's everybody, aides, lunch, staff, custodians, teachers, everybody. And they ended up getting a engraved cutting board, a wooden cutting board that has the school district logo on it. They turned out pretty nice. So, and we were able to use a local company, which I think is a bonus. Anyhow, the meeting started, it was at the beginning of the faculty meeting. We just, Larry and Roger just expressed appreciation for the staff and for all that they do, and then kind of explained why they were there and what these gifts were for. And then they read through the list of the names of the employees that had hit those milestones and had them come up and receive their card and their pin. So I thought they did a really nice job. Karma made a good point. She helped yesterday quite a bit, actually, and she said, you know, it's kind of nice to have your name read, even though people get embarrassed and stuff. There's something to be said psychologically about being recognized, and we didn't do that last year, which isn't a criticism by any means. It's just we did something different, and whether one's good or bad, I don't know, but that was one difference we noticed, is that there was a more visual recognition of those employees, which I think is nice. But what questions do you have for me about the upcoming visits?
The only thing I was wondering about is what we should do and kind of have it similar so that everybody gets the same value of recognition.
Yes.
And I think you've explained it well enough for me, but maybe some others have questions. If we don't, then we're good.
Okay. The only, sorry, go ahead.
I'm just going to say I don't know what you did, Kathy, but especially on the high school, I was able to go to their website and list down what the assignments were of most of the people. And then I wrote one sentence on the card referring to how many years they had in the district, and then a sentence that somehow referred to their particular assignment to try and personalize it.
Oh, nice. I think it is a good idea to put how many years they're being recognized in our message.
So to kind of spin off of that, Karma and I appreciated that, and that must have taken quite a bit of time from, Larry to look all of that up. So what we did yesterday and today is we tasked Lori, who is our receptionist at the front desk, and she went through the upcoming visits that you have and looked every single one of those employees up to give you a better idea of what position they hold. So it is now written on their list, whether they are a teacher or a custodian or a coach or something like that. So that way, if you would like to add a little bit more detail or personalization, you'll have that option. And I do think it's a nice touch. There's something to be said about having their name and having a personal message specific for their job. So we couldn't find that for everybody, but most of them have a title or a position now next to their name, so you can include that. And then the pin, we didn't, when you guys had the cards, the pins weren't attached, but we actually attached the pin to the card, and it says how many years. And then I noticed in some of the cards, I don't know if they were yours, Terry, that they did again reiterate how many years, like congratulations on 25 years. That's a huge accomplishment kind of a thing. So you guys can write them how you choose, but we've started to add, after learning yesterday, we've started to add a little bit more information so that you guys can do that a little bit easier.
Did you feel like they appreciated that recognition, all of the teachers, or couldn't you really tell?
So I thought it was really nice. Karma really liked it. We both are still on board, and we will both admit it's been a huge undertaking. There's a lot that goes into it, but I truly believe that going forward, if this is something that you want to do and sustain for years to come, it will be worth it. There are some glitches, like Scott mentioned prior to this. The data that I was given is worse than I thought. I had it as good as I could get it, but after yesterday, we learned that there were some other gaps in it that we were unaware of. So I met with Scott and Spencer today, and we're going to try and fix that. It's not going to be fixed immediately, but we're very hopeful that moving forward we can fix that because it's a Munis issue and how the data is entered. So with that being said, Scott had some concerns, and they were valid, and there were mistakes made yesterday. But I think overall the vision is good, and it will hopefully leave a positive impression. So just know that we might get some grumblings, but we knew that anyways, right? So overall, I think it's really nice, and nice enough that Karma and I both would like to keep doing it, or at least keep trying as long as you guys want to.
Thank you for all the work.
Yeah,
I knew
thank
it
you
was
for all your
going to
work.
be
You're welcome.
a ton of work.
Yeah. So I won't be there tomorrow. Karma and Lorene will be there to represent me, and meaning to provide the food is pretty much what I do, and the cards and whatnot and the gifts. So, and then is Alden going? Alden's going from the district office. So anyhow. Okay.
Great. Thanks
Yep.
so much.
Thank you.
Board President report. I'll just remind you about the USBA, the upcoming USBA annual conference. For those of you who need a lot of notice, it is the first weekend in January. And Tim and Gary will be presenting a class on best practices for administrators. Supervision. Training. PLC type stuff. And for those of you who know Sterling Peterson at Ridgeline, he will be teaching two 2-hour sessions on Friday. One will be on team building, and the other one will be on interpersonal styles. So I think I'm pretty excited. And plus, our Ridgeline choir will be providing the music at the opening session. So we'll have great representation from Cash at the annual conference, this next one. On to the superintendent.
And I don't have anything other than know that I think Emily, I saw a thing came back from NSBA saying we had housing. Is that correct or not? Okay. So it's in Orlando. And Emily's already on top of that for our NSBA experience. I think that'll be a wonderful occasion. And other than that, we're trying to gear up to see what we can do for the holidays for our employees. That's always a nice thing that we've been able to do, and I think we're going to be able to pull that off. We'll let you know when we get to the point where we can tell you what we're going to do.
Okay.
And I too would like to thank Emily and Karma. They've put in a lot of hours and time, and to make things happen for what you'd like to do as far as recognition. So I think it's a good deal, and I think we might refine it. I think one of the issues kind of weighing on everybody's mind is, okay, we got a really nice appreciation gift this year, and then you start thinking, well, what are we going to do next year? So I know that's on their minds, and they'll come up with something. So
There always is the next greatest thing. All right, thank you very much. That is the end of our normal and regular school board meeting. Next up, we have an executive session, and we will vote to enter into this closed session and dismiss everyone who is not part of that. And so the vote has to be by roll call. So we'll start with Larry again.
Need a motion.
Yes.
Oh, wait. We need a motion. Thank you.
I make a motion that we enter into closed session for personal.
I second it.
It's been moved and seconded that we vote or that we enter into a closed session for a personnel issue, and we'll vote by roll call, starting with Larry.
Yes.
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 Thanks. Okay, we will